Hey, how are you? Happy Saturday. This might be a long one, so hopefully you'll listen to the whole thing. Uh, I've been in the produce business before fax machines, when we used to have to mail the USDA inspections, before beepers. My first telephone in a car was tremendous. Uh, then there was no computers. Well, excuse me, there were no personal computers. Uh, so I've been around a long time. And I got to tell you, this is being of that generation. I am not an anomaly in this business. We're going to go back to like what I spoke about a couple of weeks ago, loyalty. Uh, People my age have been around as long as I have in the produce business. We all are pretty much cut from the same cloth. We all believe our word is everything. I want you to remember that when I started buying, basically I just wrote on called a call card. It was basically a little bigger than a business card. I wrote on a business card. No matter, buy a trail load of stuff. Wrote a business card. How much is it? $7. Wrote $7. That was it. That was the contract. Very, very few discrepancies between the salesman and you. Yes, they happened, but usually they were worked out. But that's how we did it. When something got hot, a salesman took care of you. The salesman didn't have to remind you when things weren't hot again and they went in the tank that you owed in favor. It's just something you did. We did this kind of stuff naturally. Unfortunately, I see that trend is changing. I've had I've had I've had people in my life. I can remember Ronnie from Pacific Gold Farms. I was selling his red peppers for 20 years. If you wanted red peppers, his red peppers in New York, he would tell you, got to go see Paul Manfrey. He didn't care who you were, what you were, and my loyalty to him, it was the same way. So I only tell you these stories because I just think it's a much better way of doing business. So if, my motto is, you get them when they're hot, you take them when they're not. You get them when they're hot, but then it's your responsibility to take them when they're not. It's reciprocal also. So I just wanted to, share that a little bit with you because unfortunately now it seems like you do someone a favor and then if they can pay $1 less when the market turns around, and I just don't think that's the right way of doing business. And I've been in every aspect of this business. So I know that buyer's attitude. I know the seller's attitude. A buyer just wants to pay less and less and less. A seller wants to, but there is somewhere that everybody can meet in the middle. Okay. Piggybacking on that, there's always someone stupid in our business. And I'm sure everybody, no matter when you're from, could relate to this. There's always someone stupid and they could hurt your business for a little while. What do I mean by that? There's always somebody. I have some competition in the red pepper business. This guy would never have the red peppers when they're $40. Never, ever, ever. Let the market be like it is now, and all of a sudden he starts calling every customer under the sun. I'll give it to your PAS, or I'll do this, I'll do that. And I tell my customers, I got them for you when they're 5 and when they're 55. You know what I mean? What do you even do business with that guy for? But again, some people will do business with a guy like that. He's everybody knows those bottom feeders. The good news is they usually don't last that long. So they come in, they make a tumble for a little while, and then they get lost. So you're always going to have that stupid competition. I'm going to tell you another story. I always believe it's the price to sell your stuff, right? At the end of the day, I have to do the right thing. I have to do the right thing in my own conviction. I have to do the right thing, this is only speaking for myself, even if the boss disagrees with me and I know it's doing the right thing. Okay? I'll give you a perfect example. I used to sell, before I was a red pepper king, I was the berry king. I sold berries at the terminal level. And I got to tell you, I hope he doesn't mind staying with me. Steve Katzman, who was a lifelong friend of mine, told me, Paulie, don't go less than $12 on strawberries. Do not sell strawberries for $12. So that night, I sold strawberries for $9. Now, I didn't do that to be a dick. Steve Katzman was home sleeping. Steve Katzman paid me a lot of money to sell the berries the right way. And that time, Steve Katzman was wrong. But I had to be wrong. And thank God Steve knew later on that I was right. Okay? Don't ever do that and be wrong. You got to do that and make sure you're right. So at the end of the day, you have to do the right thing for yourself. And again, guys that are my age, that have been around the produce business for 40 years, know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, if we get together, you know, you guys are probably, you think it's like the old age home, but, you know, we all come from the same school. We just did things. We did the things the right way, well, what I perceive to be the right way. Your word was your bond. You do what you said. You know, you did what you said when nobody was looking. You know that thing? So that's nothing. I'll talk about a little bit about markets. You notice that all this has to do with like crappy markets, you know, good markets and crappy markets. Remember, 2 weeks ago, red peppers were $40, $30, $40. Next week, they're going to be $12. Okay, so we just came off a high market into a low market. Same thing with tomatoes. Tomatoes were $30. Now you can't give them away. So we're going to, what's the problem now? I'm going to go into 3 week ads, which I've been saying that for 30 years. It's the worst possible thing that ever happened to the produce business. Let me explain to you why. Red peppers and tomatoes right now. Red peppers, I guarantee every supplier is telling chain stores, please take them, please take them, please take them. And guess what? Chain stores, going back to what I said a couple weeks ago, can't take them. Why? One, they're either on contract for $14, or two, they have inventory for $18 FOB. So we have two reasons. They're priced too high, and with all their technology that they know, they can count every hair on every produce person's head in their store, but they cannot make the adjustment that I have 40 boxes of red peppers in there that cost me 25, and I got another 40 boxes coming in that cost me $12. Cost average them, come up with a new retail and sell them. So getting back to the original thing, every salesman is calling every chain, please take red peppers. And you know what the chain's saying? Oh, I'll take them on edge for 3 weeks from now. The problem is they need to sell them now. So we have two problems. They can't sell them the inventory they have now because the chains can't change their retail to coincide with what is going on right now. You know what's worse? 3 weeks from now, we could have a cold front hit Mexico, and guess what? All these red peppers are gone. Now all these growers have to try to cover these, you know, stupid ads at a time when they could get paid. So they get double whammied. Nobody's happy. But we're still playing the same stupid game. Nobody wants to change the paradigm. It's time to change the paradigm. Supply and demand is the way you sell produce. Okay? So, again, technology has it now. You don't need a pen and paper to figure it out. I don't care how big you are. Everybody has the technology to know what's in their store and inventory, what new prices is, and why cannot you change prices? You know, with all this technology, you all talk about the hundreds of millions of dollars you change in technology. I got to tell you something. You all want artificial intelligence because you have no intelligence when it comes to produce. So you need artificial intelligence. I'm sorry. It's just a fact, because this is Produce 101, guys. You should be able to do this. You should be able to help move this problem. There are people, I can't tell you the pictures I'm getting of all the tomatoes that are being dumped in Mexico. You know, oh, let's get to that point. You know, there was cold weather in Florida. This is why you need Florida. This is why you need Mexico, because all that cold weather. Now, how are you going to do? Supply the country? What? So you could just rob everybody, just raise the price to whatever you want. You want no competition either. Again, I love America, bleed red, white, and blue, but Florida, you're just, what you're doing is criminal. So, that wasn't really bad. I thought I was going to speak for a lot longer, but I'm sure I pissed off enough people. Okay, let's talk about markets. Uh, Green and red peppers, there really is no market. They're openly quoting 8.95 FOB at the terminal level. It's going to be cheap. We had basically last week a perfect storm. Remember, I kept on saying when we have that one box over the red pepper demand, this market is going to fall. Well, we had that. We had not one box, 1,000 boxes over the demand, maybe 10,000 boxes over the demand. At the same time, a snowstorm hit the Northeast and took about 100 million people out of the consumption business. So it was just a perfect storm. And then what happens at the terminal level? They just want to get out with the stuff. And again, they can't sell it. Nobody's buying it. The salesmen think it's just the price, so the salesmen just keep on dropping the price, which exacerbates the problem. So the terminals go lower and lower, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Unfortunately, that prophecy is not changing this week either. It's going to be another cheap week for red and green peppers. There might be a little light at the end of the tunnel, 7 to 10 days from now on the production side. Tomatoes, another item, cannot get out of their way. Pretty much every tomato is at the minimum. We need to, again, the minimum is no good because you got people dumping the stuff and they could be selling it for anything. Remember, anything, even $2 is better in the average than zero in dumping. So keep that in mind. Eggplants, on the other hand, that cool weather probably going to affect that market. Florida definitely will slow down, and that eggplant market should pick up a little bit. Cukes, I've been saying it for a couple of weeks. They're inching up. I think they're going to inch up a little bit further. The hard squashes pretty much stagnant, and I'm sure I'm forgetting. I always forget something, right? Now, I have to do a public service announcement for myself. I think I give you pretty good information every week. I would like to give you that information as a customer because the information I give you is past tense. The information I give my customer, they got it 3 or 4 days ago. We acted on it, and hopefully hopefully they make money. I only make money if they make money. So if anybody's looking, remember what I said about artificial intelligence? When you could put an old produce guy's brain in artificial intelligence, that's when you're going to have something in the produce business. So here's an old produce guy's brain. I don't do many items. I do 15 items when I'm very, very good at them. And I'd love to have you as a customer. Okay? So just message me. Remember, if I can't do you good, I don't cost you anything, right? You just say no. All right. Well, that's it for this week. Hopefully next week we're getting 5 or 7 peacocks this week. I told you we have peacocks roaming around our neighborhood. Well, they had some babies a few months ago. Now they're laying more eggs. So we just built an enclosure. We're going to have peacocks in our backyard with the rabbits and the dogs and what else we have here, the stray cats. So that's it for now. Love you. Love the produce business. And I think I'm going to talk to you on Tuesday because I got too many things to talk about lately. Okay. Have a great day. Bye.